with this video. So right here we got the tier list, right? We got S, we got A, we got B, we got C, and we got D. So of course S is top tier, D is low tier, right? So how do I want to do this? I guess I'll start with a low tier character, then a top tier character. Maybe I'll do it like that. Or maybe I'll just start with the straight low high tier characters. Let's just start with the high tier characters, because everybody already know who those are, right? Now, I feel like there may be 5 high tier characters, right? So the first high tier character, I don't know exactly if I'm gonna be correct as in order, but one of these characters is Garris, right? Garris is definitely high tier. He has very great normals. Both variations is very playable, but of course the variation without the command grab is a little bit, not even a little bit. It's way better, because it still has the functionality of the time stop move. I forgot what it's called, but it's the back forward one, where you're able to freeze them and you're able to get numerous hits in. Then you have back forward 2, which is like kind of like a hit grab, and you're able. Then this is for combo potential. Then you have his low quicksand move, but in the other variation of his low quicksand move, which is the better variation of it, you're able to like basically counter zone very, very effectively, way better than you're able to counter zone through the other variation, where you have the little with the command grab and so on and so forth. Then he has very, 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 very good normals. His forward 2-1-2 string is very, very good. Forward 2 by itself is a mid. Forward 2-1-2 is a launcher, especially in the corner, and is safe. And he has a lot of tools that make him a very good character. He got a little bit of mix-ups. He got good crushing blows, and so on and so forth. Very good crushing blows at that. So Garris is a very well-rounded, very complete character. He can control space with his quicksand move. He has good damage. He has good buttons, good special moves. Crushing blows that's easily that you could able to do. It's not like no crazy requirement. It's crushing blows, and so on and so forth. So Garris is in the top tier discussion to me. Moved on from there. Another character I feel like there's no discussion that is top tier. Erron Black. Erron Black is another top tier character. He's one of the cheaper top tier characters to me. I made a video about how I dislike Erron Black, so on and so forth. But he has a little stuff. He already has one really playable variation where Garris probably, you could kind of play both variations, because the command grab is very useful in one variation, but the other variation does more damage. So yeah, but with Erron Black, he's only really a one variation type guy, because basically both variations you're able to get access to all his main great tools, where one variation just makes it better than the other variation. So moving on from there, Erron Black is very good as well. He has very good mix-ups. He has safe strings. Execution wise, I guess when it comes to his combo strings is a little bit tricky, because you have to do like, he's one of those characters, especially with his main string, where you got like input one button before you get to, like input buttons fast so you get out the whole string. So like example, if you do 2-1-2, if you just press 2-1 by itself, the 2-1 won't come out. Like if you just press 2-1, 2 will come out, but 1 won't come out. For the 1 to come out and continue on the string, you have to press 2-1-2 as quickly as possible. So he's one of those characters that have like a string like that, but once you get used to that, it's pretty much good. He has crushing blows that's very, very useful and very, very easy to do. He has kind of a mix-up when it comes to his overhead like drop kick and his slide. It kind of looks the same. So in the heat of the battle, you may think it looks like one thing, but then you end up getting hit by the other. So that's one thing about Aaron Black. He has like cancels. He has like stance cancel moves that make him safe. He also has a full screen crushing blow as well. So that's always good. So yeah. And he's one of those characters where you're like, oh my gosh, he's annoying. He has setups, combos, and so on and so forth. So to me, he may be the second best character in the game. Who knows? He could be the first best character. But this is my tier list. So, moving on to number 3. And to me, it has to be Sonya Blade. Right? Sonya Blade is almost the same type of thing. She is a one variation type of gal. You're really only going to be playing a variation where you can dash cancel the energy rings, because if you're able to master the dash cancel after the off of the energy rings, she's really deadly, because when you hit them with a certain combo and you dash cancel off the enhanced energy rings, you get like mid-screen mix-ups or mid-screen combo extensions as well, and especially in the corner. So yeah. Another thing about this character, she has pretty good normals. I would say she doesn't really have the best of mids, but she still have a very good mid, kind of a good mid with her forward 4. And she has a good like low crushing mid with forward 3. But she doesn't really have no good combo strings with her mids. But with that being said, she does a lot of damage, right? You can easily get around 36% damage mid-screen off of 1 bar with Sonya Blade. And in the corner, you could get like 38 to pushing 40 damage in the corner. So she does not lack in the damage compartment at all. And she has a very good projectile. So, and her crushing blows is pretty easy to do. There's nothing too crazy about crushing blows where it's a crazy requirement or anything like that. So, yeah. Sonya Blade is a very good character. And to me, she's at the number 3 spot. Now, let's move on to who else rounds up the top 5, at least, right? Because I think the top 5 to me is all S-tier characters. So we have Sub-Zero. Now, maybe this is where my placement gets a little bit wonky. Maybe Sub-Zero could be the 5th best character, or he could be the 4th best character. I'm not too sure. But I played a lot of Sub-Zero, and I played against a lot of Sub-Zeros, and I understand the matchup with Sub-Zero. So I made a rant video about Sub-Zero. So right now, Sub-Zero could play. You could play Sub-Zero with both variations, but there's clearly one variation that's way better than the other variation. But the difference with Sub-Zero compared to the other 3 matter of fact, Sub-Zero might be number 5, right? I might switch this and make Sub-Zero number 5. Alright. But we're going to just talk about Sub-Zero right now. But the difference between Sub-Zero compared to these other 3 characters is that when it comes to the other 3 characters, their main tools you could use in both variations, right? Garris still has his main stuff. He loses command grab in one of the variations, but the main stuff that make Garris, he has both variations. Same thing with Aaron Black, and same thing with Sonya Blade. But with Sub-Zero, he actually has 2 different variations where it's kind of completely different. with the 2 tournament variations, but it's kind of completely different. Where you have a totally different game style, period, through both variations. One variation has the enhanced ice ball, and the other variation has the enhanced, well, not even enhanced, but the slide, right? So everybody knows that Sub-Zero slide is a staple for Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat games. But to me, the better variation in this game doesn't have the slide. And if it did have a slide, oh my god, he'll be really super good. But the variation with the enhanced ice ball is slightly better. Well, not even slightly better. It's probably is really better than the variation with the slide. The reason why is because the variation with the enhanced ice ball, you get 50-50 combo mix-ups with Sub-Zero. And Sub-Zero is probably the only character in the game that has starting 50-50 combo startups. Now, there's characters in this game that has 50-50s, and there's characters in this game that has like 50-50 like setups, or 50-50 like damage stuff, where basically one could be a launcher and the other move is basically like a little like 1-2 hit, well, like that. But Sub-Zero is the only character so far with 50-50 launchers, right? And he gets this in one variation when he gets the enhanced ice ball. So this makes Sub-Zero a very dangerous character. Now, with that being said, he doesn't do that much damage. He doesn't do that much damage at all. He could barely hit 30% with a jumping punch off of these 50-50s. And it will take him 2 bars to get above 30%. So you're going to be spending resources. But at the end of the day, he still has a 50-50 combo launcher. So if you guess right every single time, eventually it may take a while, but you will chip and chip and chip at that opponent, and so on and so forth. With the other variation, it's very good at like guaranteed damage, because the slide is very punish. The slide is like very good on punishable move, and so on and so forth. And you have to play a little bit. You have to play a lot more honest with the second variation. But when you got the slide, that's always that threat that makes your opponent want to guard low when they're in that range of the slide, and so on and so forth. But to me, Sub-Zero with the 50-50 launcher mix-up makes it to number 4. Now, moving on from there, the next character I have will be Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero is a very, very, very good character in this game. I haven't played a lot of Sub-Zeros in this game, or played Sub-Zero a lot in this game, but I have been watching a lot of tournaments, and Sub-Zero, and I think both variations is pretty good as well. But Sub-Zero has the variation with the cancel teleport, and you can play a lot of mind games with that move when you have the cancel teleport. And then you have the other variation with the chain stuff, where you could like go high, low, and so on and so forth with that variation. But yeah, Sub-Zero is really good because he got some really good normals, right? He got very applicable. How do we say the word? Sorry. Crushing blows. His crushing blows is not that hard to apply during the match. They got very good special moves. He's the only character, to my knowledge, that is able to amplify his type of launching move. But regular wise, it's not a launcher, but when you amplify, it becomes a launcher. And there's other characters in the game that got moves like this, like Shao Kahn. He has his shoulder, which when you amplify, it launches, but he can't amplify it on block. He can only do it on hit. Where Sub-Zero is able to amplify on hit. So now you gotta watch out if the opponent is gonna amplify or not. So it makes it kinda harder to punish a block teleport. And then when you have the variation where you could cancel teleports, it makes it even harder to even read anything. Another thing about Sub-Zero is, besides the very, very good normals, he got a low, he got an overhead, so on and so forth. Teleport just controls the match, right? You're just gonna be scared to really like throw out stuff a lot because you have to teleport. Sub-Zero, Scorpion has a teleport, and then once you just commit to something a lot, Scorpion will teleport and punish you for that. Even when it comes to like jumping, it's hard to even try to anti-air Scorpion because he could just easily teleport, and then you get a full combo from that. So Scorpion really controls the pace of a match very, very well just off of this teleport. He makes you scared off that teleport where you don't really want to press buttons and none of that nonsense. But yeah, so moving on from there, that is my top 5 for S tier characters. I don't think there's no other character S tier. So let's move on to A tier, right? And from A tier, my first character that I believe is A tier, right, is Liu Kang. Liu Kang in this game is very, 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 very good. He's not MKX good, but he has a lot of pressure tools in his game that makes him very hard to deal with. He has, I believe, the fastest mid in the game besides like a down jab, which is his forward 4-4. I know it's forward 4-3 string, and this is 9 frames, and it leads into, if you finish string out with the up 3, it leads into a situation where you're plus on block, you're plus 4 on block, where you can just repeat and repeat the string over and over again. And if your opponent gets hit by counter hit, they will get caught by the crushing blow. So that's another thing about Liu Kang. Liu Kang has his crushing blow requirements is, some of them is a little bit but some of them is actually good. So yeah, that's another thing about Liu Kang. He has very good crushing blow appliance. He has very good normals. 9-frame mid, you can't beat that. A 9-frame mid, you can't beat that. He has plus frames on a couple moves. He has a very great stagger pressure. He has a crushing blow with his grab. He's just a frame trap machine. He got mix-ups, he got setups, he has a parry, and so on and so forth. And his parry is also a crushing blow. You can apply it very easily as well, because a lot of people like the wake-up attack. And if you use the parry during the wake-up attack, you will get the crushing blow. So that's very, very good. He has pretty good zoning, and so on and so forth, and very good. And he has combo potential. The only thing is he doesn't really do the greatest damage, but he still does very, very good. And if you really don't want to, you don't even have to use any bars or at all to get pretty decent damage. So that's Liu Kang in a nutshell. The next character, this is going to get kind of hard, but the next character to me will be Noob Saibot. So I believe Noob Saibot is in his A tier as well. He can control space very, very, very well. One variation has a has a very good. Both variations is pretty good fireballs. One variation is a very fast fireball that's pretty much safe. Only thing is you could duck that fireball because it's high. The other variation is a kind of slower fireball, but it's unblockable and you can't duck it. It hits mid. So that's very, very good. Then he has his ever zoning moves as well. That's good. And he got some pretty good normals. But he's just a very, very strong keep away character if you play him in the right way. And to me, he makes it into the A tier. But that's pretty much it for what I got to say for Noob, because I don't play a lot of Noob. So moving on from there, we have, actually, I might think this character is actually better than Noob. And this is Scarlet. I believe Scarlet is a very strong character. She has very great normals. Could get meterless launchers, right, for good damage. Has excellent zoning. Very applicable crushing blows. Nothing too crazy with crushing blows. She has a plus frame move as well, which is that starts off as a low. So that's really, really good. and so on and so forth. She's a very good character, very good character. I see a lot of people not really playing her as much like how they would in the beta. I don't know, but I believe she's still really good, and she's around the A tier for me. I don't think she's lower than A tier. I don't think she's higher than A tier. I think she's around this A tier for me. So, moving on from there, the next character will be let me really think about it. I think Cabal is a strong character as well. I think he's around the A tier. I don't see that many people using Cabal. But I believe he has very good zoning. He could control a match with his zoning, and also he could control the match with the Nomad run. Like, if you're not blocking and you think you're good, that could easily hit you out and you get combo and you get full combo. Another thing about the Cabal is he has very pliable crushing blows as well. His crushing blows is not no crazy requirement. His crushing blows is very applicable. So that's the thing that's the theme when it comes to a good character, is the crushing blow applicable. Because these are really tools that you really need. So that's the thing about when you determine a good character or not. And with everything I said, I think Cabal is around A tier. I believe one variation is definitely way better than the other variation, but hey, that's what make the A tier, right? So moving on from there, the next character I will be showcasing. Let's see. Let me think about this. Cause we got a couple characters. Let's see. This is a tough one. I think I might just leave A where is that. Where is that? Do I want to put Baraka there? I don't know. Like, I'm contemplating about Baraka. I think Baraka might be B. I'm not putting Baraka there. Nah, I'm not putting Baraka there. Centurion's another character, but maybe I'm just biased on how Dragon plays Centurion. Yeah, I'm not gonna put Dragon there. I'm not gonna put Centurion there either. That might be it for A tier. I believe these four characters kind of round out the A tier. Now let me move on to the B tier. Alright, so B tier, I could just go on from here. Very easy. I think you got Jax in the B tier. Not to stay too long on Jax, but what really kills Jax is he doesn't really have great zoning. Also, his variations, even though both of them could be good, but he doesn't really have great combo potential unless you're in the corner. And yeah, he's one of those characters where I feel like the variation system is more balanced, where you get access to certain things that's good in one variation, and you get access to certain things that's good in another variation. But all around, you're not going to get with Jax a variation where he's able to have all his good tools like how Garris or Aaron Black or Sonya has in one variation. So yeah, but he's a mix-up machine. He has good mix-ups, especially in one variation. One variation he has very good mix-ups because you get extra hits off of certain moves, and the other variation is pretty good mix-ups. But yeah, I feel like he's in the B conversation. I feel like Jackie's also in the B conversation. She has crushing blows that's a little bit more. The requirements for the crushing blows are a little bit kind of like like she has some easy crushing blows, and she also has a hard crushing blow when it comes to her clinch grab stuff. She got okay normals. I feel like her best whiff punisher move is her 4-3-2 or maybe 1. But yeah, her 4-3 is her best to me. No, actually she has 4-3 and she has back 2. Those are some good whiff punishing moves. But yeah, yeah, she's just solid. She's really solid. No matter what Sonifies make her look like, I don't think she's anything more than B tier. So then from there you have, I feel like Centurion is up there as well. She's a very good zoner, very good zoner. Got some very good normals as well, some long range normals. Combo potential is pretty but not even combo potential. Combo damage is pretty but she's really good at zoning. She can control space and so on and so forth. Only thing is with her zoning, you have to really like make reads with her zoning. That's the kind of downside about her. You can't just like press a button and then you just completely shut a person out. It's not like that with her. So yeah. Moved on from there, I'll put Baraka in the B tier as well. Baraka has, he's kind of the same thing as when the variation system is like completely different and you don't get access to like the best of Baraka tools in both variations. Or basically you get the best of Baraka tools in one variation that's like better than the other variation. You don't get that with Baraka. He has one variation that you can get heavy damage, but that variation you probably got to play more like with punishing and like punishment type, and it's hard to open people up in that variation. Where you have another variation where he has a command grab where it's a lot easier to open people up in that variation. So it's kind of tough to choose which variation is better. I know for me, I probably work better with the command grab variation because it's easier to open people up in that variation compared to the other variation where you're just like going to be like punishing people. So yeah. So Baraka to me is in the B tier. I believe Kano is in the B tier as well. I think Kano is a character who is a one variation type of person, period. I feel like the other variation is garbage, where one variation is really good. He has safe launchers in that variation. He has a command grab in that variation, but I think the command grab carries the both. I'm not too sure though. But he has command grab in that variation. He got some pretty decent moves in that variation as well. He got very pliable crushing blows as well. And I don't think Kano is bad at all in this game. Actually, Kano, I got some little dirt with Kano where I'm able to like really go in with Kano. Now the thing about Kano is he has his very useful moves start off with a high. So of course you could prioritize that. But if you're able to make them block, that's very pretty much good. And even if they do block and all the way, if they block it all the way through, you're pretty much safe. So you're alright. So I think Kano's in the B tier. I believe Cassie Cage is in the B tier as well. She got some pretty good special moves. She's not crazy good like she was in MKX, but she's pretty decent. I don't really play Cassie Cage, so I can't really go too much crazy on what I feel about Cassie Cage. But moving on from there, I feel like Jade is definitely in the B tier. She has one variation that's definitely better than the other variation. Her zoning variation is really good. Really good. If you know how to really use that zone of variation, that's really really good. The other variation is okay, pretty good, but she got one of the variation that could really really control the pace of the game. With that, and it's kind of annoying, and especially when she got the long range normals and so on and so forth, it's kind of hard to deal with. So moving on from there. I'm thinking. Raiden to me is kind of funny, but once you really learn how to use Raiden, I think I might put Raiden in his B tier. Raiden is not that good. He's like at the bottom of the B tier. Raiden's not that good in this game, especially compared to MKX. He has some pretty applicable crushing blows, but he only really has one variation that's really really good. The other variation to me is kind of useless. He gets some good combo damage, stuff like that, but some of his normals is Some of his normals attacks, and you're gonna really just find yourself using a few short normals and so on and so forth to put into your Raiden gameplay. But I think when you really get the hang of Raiden and really know how to use Raiden, I think he's around the B tier. Alright, so moving on from there. C tier characters. Alright, I think that might be it for B tier characters for me. Maybe Shao Kahn can make the B tier. I think Shao Kahn could probably make the B tier. Shao Kahn could probably make the B tier. Shao Kahn could probably make the B tier. He has a 10 frame mid move, so that's pretty good. And the second head of that move is a low. Actually, Shao Kahn, I don't know if Shao Kahn makes the B tier. Shao Kahn doesn't make the B tier. Actually, I'll take that back. Let's go to C tier. Now, Shao Kahn makes C tier because he doesn't have applicable crushing blows. The stuff you gotta do to get his crushing blow is ridiculous. Then he has a lot of high moves. A lot of his moves is high. He only has one really good mid string. He has another mid move that's like his back two is a mid, but that's a single hitting move, so it's hard to like hit confirming to that. And his mid string you can't like special cancel at all. You can only cancel to the grab, so that's He does do a lot of damage though, which I will say. So you're gonna be playing him more as like a punishment type of character with punishment, so on and so forth, with Shao Kahn. But yeah, his probably if his crushing blow was more applicable, then he could be in the B tier. I mean, he do have a move that grants him +6 on block. That's pretty good, but once you know what to do against it, then But you can't control the pace of the game with the +6 on his forward 4, which is +6 on block. If you're able to make your opponent block it, you can't control the pace of the game because your opponent can't really do nothing after that because they're always going to get beat out. So, yeah. But I got Shao Kahn on C tier. I got Katana C tier. Katana is not that great in this game. She only has like really 3 useful attacks, combo strings. Yeah, and you're probably only going to be using like 1 or 2 of them majority of the matches. So you might as well like she's like a character where you can just throw out almost the rest of the strings because you're barely going to use them, and you're going to be using like 1 string or maybe 2 strings over and over and over and over. At least her crushing blows is not that hard to get off, but the fact that her combo game is not as crazy like it was in MKX or even MK9, her combo strings is not that crazy. Zoning with her is cool, but it'll like her enhanced fan would do better if it was a mid, but it's not a mid, it's still a high, so yeah. And she's unsafe on some other stuff. And then the second variation is just like, why would I use it, so on and so forth. So yeah, to me, Katana's around C tier. Moving on from there, we will have Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage, to me, is around C tier, and the reason why is he just have way too many highs. He has a lot of attacks in this game that start off with a high, where it's kind of hard to, you can't, in neutral it's hard to approach the character with a high, because they could easily just low profile it with a jab and so on and so forth. Another thing about his combo strings is like some of the combo strings is not, to me, whenever I try it, at least, it's not really hit confirmable, because you kind of like, even though it seemed like it's hit confirmable, one of those strings I believe will be forward 4-3-3-3, I believe, and you get this like multiple kicks, mid kicks, when it comes to the 3-3-3, and you can't special cancel to that into that anytime you want to. You have to, like, I think you really have to commit into that, which is a blow, basically. And it's like, what's the purpose of this being like 4 hits if I can't special cancel to it and hit confirm whenever I want to? So that's the thing about that. Another thing about Johnny Cage is that he has 2 sets of crush blow requirements. Some of the crush blow requirements is like it's not that applicable, where the other ones is somewhat applicable. But yeah, he's just not that great of a character to me. The thing that holds him back to me is just that he just had too many highs. He has too many highs in his move list. Like, almost a lot of his combo strings start off with a high, and you're like, damn. Like, the opponent could easily duck it and then punish you for that. So that's how I feel about Johnny Cage. Moving on from there, we got the Collector. Now, I believe in week 1, the Collector seemed really, really strong. And I'm not gonna lie, I admit I don't know too much about the Collector. He has some good tools and stuff like that. But when I play him, he just seems to me. He seems okay to me. He don't seem great. He don't seem like, he just seems, he got some tools that's pretty good, but And he's also, I feel like one variation is really, really stronger than the other variation when it comes to Collector and stuff like that. But maybe I got to reserve judgment, because I don't know a lot about the Collector. I haven't really played him that much. And yeah, so as of right now, I'm placing him in the C tier, but that could definitely change. Who knows? Moving on from there, we got Killer Frost in the C tier. She's cool. She's okay. She got some good moves, but she got moves that start with a high, so it could be punished if you duck them. Her combo damage is not the highest, but she does have some combos. She's easier to learn. She got some good zoning tools, somewhat good zoning tools as well. But I just feel like at the end of the day, she got some tools, but she doesn't have the greatest of tools to put her up there like that. She don't really have, she actually does have some mix-ups, but it's not like really, really good mix-ups. Like, she has like a string where she goes to a low, then she goes to a mid, and she goes to an overhead. That's easy to block. Got some other string where she go overhead and stuff. Like, she don't got crazy mix-ups. Like, she has mix-ups, but it's not the best of mix-ups. I tried her out, so I'm also gonna be honest. I tried her out She seems cool. I watched tournament footage of her. Watched top players play her. She just seems around the C tier to me. But I will admit, I don't know too much about Killer Frost. But she does have a really good. One thing I would say, she does have a really good fatal blow. That's really, really good. And then also, her crushing blows is not that crazy applicable. Like, you can't really. It's applicable, but she had one crushing blow where you have to like low crush a move and so on and so forth, which is kind of like, that's not a crazy requirement. Some of my crushing blows requirement is kind of crazy. So I got her around the C tier. All right, now to go on from there, we can move on to the D tier, and we got two characters left. We got Kotal Kahn in the D tier, and we got Devore in the D tier to me. So Kotal Kahn is not that great in this game. He's way better than MKX. His mix-up potential is not the same like it was in MKX. He has a lot of highs in this game, which you can easily ducks. I guess you're supposed to be playing more punishment, with punishment, and so on and so forth. Another thing is, like, one of his crushing blows is like combo strings is unsafe on block. So if you commit to that and you block that move, you're gonna die, or like that. Which I feel like, why is it like that when you have a character like Baraka that has almost the same type of thing? Maybe his range is not as good as Kotal Kahn, but if you're going to be using it as like a whiff punisher and punishment anyways, I don't know. But yeah, the fact that it's like really unsafe like that kind of bothers me. Like I said, he has a lot of his like really, really good moves start with a high, so you try to apply that in like the neutral. It can be low, or it can be high crushed. He only got one variation to me that's like really, really good, and that's the command grab variation. Other commit variations like it's whatever. And yeah, he's just not that great in this game. And then moving on to Devorah. Devorah is another story as well. She's not that great as well. She don't have basically none of the tools she had at MKX. She got more. Matter of fact, I might switch this. I think Devorah is better than Kotal Kahn. Devorah has like mix-ups with her like larva egg stuff, and it's pretty good. That I ain't gonna lie, that is very good. So Devorah gameplay kind of comes down to get the knockdown or do a move where you're able to special cancel the larva egg. On wake up, your opponent doesn't want to do anything at all because they're going to get hit by the larva egg, and then you could just apply mix-ups with whatever you want. You could grab, you could low, you could overhead, so on and so forth. So when you play Devorah bare basic like that, when you just do whatever you gotta do to get the knockdown, do larva egg on wake up, and then so on and so forth, then she's kind of beat out Kotal Kahn. She also has better normals than Kotal Kahn, I believe. She has a very good mid, where I don't believe Kotal really has a very great mid, and so on and so forth. So another thing about her is that her crushing blows, she has a very, very good anti-air crushing blow as well. So yeah, it's like her crushing blows is like but it's probably more pliable than Kotal's. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, folks, that's pretty much it for this video, and this is my tier list. Of course, I would love to debate if I'm wrong or not. If you're feeling my tier list, or if you're not feeling my tier list, in the comment section below, please let me know. Let me know who would you change, who would you not change, so on and so forth. But I feel like I've got a pretty good tier list. Yeah, maybe some characters could change here and there, maybe. But I feel like my tier list is pretty good. Now, I believe some characters is not in order really good in their tiers, but I think they do fall in that tier, and so on and so forth. But yeah, like I said, if you disagree or do agree, please let me know. I definitely love to have this conversation in the comment section below. And yeah, I think the top tiers is pretty much established. I don't think no one's really gonna argue the top tiers. My A tiers, I feel like these are the A tiers, so I don't know. I definitely think Liu Kang's an A tier. Liu Kang to me could depends. Whoever gets nerfed from the top, from the S tier, Liu Kang could easily take somebody's spot. I think Liu Kang is really that good. And yeah, let me know if y'all agree with this list or not. But besides that, this is my tier list, and I hope all y'all gonna have a nice day. Peace. How you stop this? I don't know how you stop this. How you stop? I don't know. How the hell you stop this? How do you stop this? Quit.